It's the HBS Show with lessons the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model. Yeah, Oluwa lifted me higher. Oh, now they wanna eat with me. Now they wanna drink with me. Now they see me as something. But I can't forget yesterday when they saw me as nothing. No one knows tomorrow, brother. No one knows tomorrow, sister. No one knows tomorrow, mama. No one knows tomorrow, Baba. Yeah. It's the HBS Show with lessons the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Wow! Welcome to the program, HBS Show, History Behind Success. My guest on this program is a man that loves God so much, a man that always inquires from God to know the next step to take, a man who has imparted so much in the lives of people, most especially the lives of the youth. Who is this man? Join me as I make welcome to the program Mbadiwe Kenneth Onyeka, the CEO of Success City Real Estate.
It's the HBS Show with lessons the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
You're looking so good.
Thank you.
What's the secret of this, your handsomeness?
What will I say? The secret of the handsomeness? Healthy living. Healthy living.
That's good. So,
And the joy of the Lord.
yeah.
Thank you.
Right. Once again, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
How was your growing up like?
Like I always say, my growing up was not like every other child. It's for me, it's a mixture of discipline and other flexible tendencies that was given by my parents. I had a strict dad. I had a mom, a business mom that can be flexible sometimes. But having grown up, I think I appreciate the both. I appreciate the mix. Because if my father was not there with the discipline, I wonder what I would have been. And if my mother was not there to provide the flexibility at some point, maybe I would have just been one hard-hearted young man that doesn't laugh or smile with anybody. So that's the story of my.
So, you tell us about your educational background.
Oh, my educational background. I went to the primary school. I attended Christ the King Nursery Primary School, Kogi State, Okene, Kogi State. That was where I was born actually. And from there, I proceeded to St. Clement Seminary. So, seminarian for 6 years.
Wow.
There, I was supposed to go to the Bible seminary when a pastor caught me with his preaching. That's Pastor Tony Kennedy.
Okay.
And that was how I started with Christianism with him. I attended Anambra State University where I studied political science. Then currently I'm still doing another BSc program, National Open University, economics. Because I want to make sure I understand economy very well, and how to take my ownership. So that's my educational history.
Okay, that's fine. You said your mom is so flexible with her rules and all that. Can you just give us one scenario?
Okay, my dad is this one that will tell you that by 6 o'clock, if I don't see you in the house, you are in trouble. So my mom will always be that one that you can call by 6:30 when you already know you are in trouble and tell her to position herself close to my dad so that when they want to flog you, you can see somebody that will say, "Don't
It's
kill my
okay.
child, don't kill my child," you know. So that is then sometimes those days we'll be praying that my dad travels, because it's only when he travels
You
that
have
you know
freedom.
you have freedom to go outside and play small, because mommy will not say come back by 6. Mommy will not flog you or beat you even if you come back by 7. Not like my mom was not strict or disciplined,
Okay.
but she understands that you beat with a rod and then you will draw with the staff. And my
Yeah.
mom understands that very well. But and for my dad too, I would say he was playing his role. Because if you leave me, I would almost say I'm going to use the same template for my children. But I think it will now be more refined than that of my dad, because now I understand that there are times I should also sit with my children and engage with them, talk with them, listen to them, know their concerns and all of that because of what I know. And that's why I don't blame my dad, because he acted according to what he knows at that time. But now we know better. We know that if we continue with that rod, just the rod,
Message.
we will grow children that are not love inclined. But when we balance it and know when to so come to them and still say, like, I won't lie to you, I never heard I love you from you
Oh yeah.
for one day. My dad never told me. My dad never even told me, well done. My dad kept on making me feel like he's
You are
not done
not doing
anything.
anything.
And somehow I see that in my life today. My staff will even tell you. They don't say it to my face, but I know. They feel that they will never do anything that
So
will satisfy me.
satisfied.
So, but they don't understand that somehow, I would say it was upbringing. There's nothing you want to do that will be okay for you. I want more. So I can keep telling you you can do better. So that's it.
All right. So, what gave you the passion into real estate development?
Real estate. I never, in my wildest imagination, I never thought that I would go into real estate. As a matter of fact, Nigerian movie has made us believe that anything that has to do with land has to be diabolic. That was the perception I held about land and all of that. And then I thought anybody doing land must be a very strong, diabolic, occultic person. Not until one day. Okay, let me say in one word what pushed me into real estate was being broke. I was very broke. When I say broke, I was broke. At that time, people would even be thinking I am okay. But it's only me that know that I am broke. And that's one of the things I wish I could, one of the message I wish I could propagate for every young person to hear. Don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself. People can be seeing you somehow, but you know who you are. Tell yourself the truth of that. So I have tried different businesses. Then one day, I just told myself enough is enough. I've done this one, I've done this one. And there was a day somebody wrote to me on Facebook saying, what do you really do? I don't even know what you do. So that dawned on me that, man, people don't know me for anything. And I will hear my pastor now, Pastor Ikoyika, will always say, when I mention Michael Jordan, what will you say? You say basketball. When I mention Okocha, what will you say? You say football. So when I mention your name, what will people say? That thing kept striking a chord. Then one day, a lady just called me and said, Ken, because I'm an entertainer. I was an entertainer. I'm still an entertainer anyways, but it's not my major any longer. So a lady called me and said, Ken, you know people, you know how to talk, you're very influential in the church. Why not come into real estate? In my mind, I said, what am I doing with real estate? Land, they're looking for who they'll keep. I was okay with my every Saturday and Sunday gigs. And I wanted to just continue with my gig because I was seeing money from the gig.
Yeah.
And then she was like, come into real estate, you will make it. She said, just pay 1,650 and you join real estate. 1,650. Because of that amount, which is a psychological damage that has been done to us as Nigerians. Because she said 1,650, I felt, what am I, 1,650? What am I doing? I'm paying 1,650. I was expecting to hear like 500,000, 200,000, I would shout. So I just gave her 1,650 and I just relaxed. Just one Saturday, she added me to a group, collected my data and all of that. One Saturday, I think it was my birthday or a day to my birthday. It was in the month of May. I cannot forget. I was on bed, just reminiscing on life, and the next thing I saw in the group, somebody posted an alert of 1 million something. I said it was commission.
For you?
Not for me.
Okay.
A commission that the person got for selling property. And then the next minute, the same lady that was telling me to come into the business posted 500 or something and said it was her indirect commission.
Wow.
That's because she referred the person that bought the property. So immediately the Igbo man in me was awoken. And I said, what? 500,000 just for referring somebody. That was how I ran from my house that Saturday. It was a Saturday. And I ran to her house. Right there in her house, she taught me real estate. I didn't know the office. I didn't know the company name very well. I didn't have much information. All I just know that was she said, if you refer somebody to come and buy the land, they will pay you. Just tell the person to come. That was how I left her house with a flyer with my phone number on it. I went to show you how much this lady believed in me. I went to my dry cleaner. Immediately I finished talking to my dry cleaner, Michael. Michael made a commitment of 100,000 immediately. He wants to buy. And that was how the journey into real estate started. That was how I started marketing people. Come on. As at the time Michael paid 100,000, I've not seen the land. I don't know where it is. But just that holy anger, that positive anger of if this person can make this money, this lady, then I can do it. That was the anger that took me out. And just from there, I started selling. Before I got the first 10 persons that were my friends who all subscribed, and I was getting commission. My phone was just ringing with alerts, and it was very stressing. Wow! So this thing is like this. That was how I took it to the next level. I went to the office, got acquainted with them, started bringing people, referring people, my cousins, my family, people. I was just referring people, those abroad and in Nigeria. Just come and buy land, and people were trusting me. My church, people were buying. You know, I was the youth leader in church that time too, so people were just buying. And that was how one day I finished praying in the house. I was just stepping out. I said I wanted to go and eat at ShopRite. And as I got to Summit Junction, something just told me enter into Rodini. And I went into Rodini. Go and view the man whose property I have been selling since that doesn't know me, but I know him. I met him at the. So I was like, sir, let me pay for your food. He said, do you have money? I said, yes. And I knew how he was seeing me. Then this small boy, which is oddly everybody. He said, sir, let me pay for your food. And he just looked at me and said, do you know me? I said, yes, I know you. I'm a member of your company. Because of that, the only wanted to stop me, said they should leave me. Then he paid for our food, both his own and my own, and we got talking. Then the next thing he said he wants to open a branch at the airport and he needs somebody to manage. I said, sir, here I am saying. And immediately, just like that, the man asked me to pick it up. Gave me his bag. I followed him round the whole aside everywhere he went to that day, to the bank and everything. He got to the office, he just few interview for me. No much talk. He just asked me when is your birthday. I said my birthday is Tuesday, May 27th. Fortunately for me, his own was May 28th. Wow. So the whole thing just clicked. And he said, I'm sending you to the airport. Go and do this, go and do this, go and do that. God bless my pastor again. So he trained me so well. And because of that training, the moment he said, go and do this, I didn't waste time. I said, sir, I can do it. Leadership. I started moving around, fixing the place. It was airport. Okay. That was how I started. He gave you a car, gave you a phone, gave you a laptop, gave you everything I wanted to do. That was how I started investing. And I worked with him for 5 good years. Wow. 5 good years. I gave him 5 years of my life. I even had to move from here to Kano to talk to people, come and invest. I moved from here to Agbo, from here to Ebo in Abakaliki. That was how I became the first manager in the company. I started the company until I resigned and I began Success City, and this is where we are. Wow.
All right, in case you are just joining us, it is HBS Show with Blessing, and my guest is the CEO of Success City Real Estate. Don't forget to subscribe and like our YouTube page, HBS Show with Blessing. Sit back. We'll be right back.
It's the HBS Show with Blessing, the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model. Yeah, Oluwa lifted me higher. Oh, now they wanna eat with me. Now they wanna drink with me. It's the HBS show with lesson the screen goddess. History behind success of your role model.
Good to know that you're still there. Welcome back to the program. You're still on the program HBS Show with Lesson. Just before the break, a guest on the program, Mbadiwe Kenneth Kunyika, said that he heard his pastor preaching, saying that if he calls the name of one person, you tell him who that person is. For example, Okocha is a footballer. Then, when he mentions your own name, what will they say you are doing? And that one word from the pastor kept him moving. And today, here you are. So, tell us about how Success City, the name came out.
Success City, the name Success City. If you allow me, I will say Success City came through two different ways. One, it was divine, but then two, it was also inspired. Why I said divine is yes, because I had to present it to God to be sure that this name is what we should go with. But the second thing is that I heard somebody say something that relates to that, and I began to think deep into it when the name dropped. So I would say it started from there, but at the same time, there was a divine inspiration. So that was how the name came about, Success City. I prayed to God and I told God I want a name that people will hear and fall in love with, even before they meet the brand. And I can tell you that that has been my experience with the name Success City. So many times people don't even know me, but they love the name. I've heard people countless times walk into this office. A lady in particular, one woman that sold about 8 plots for us, doesn't know me from anywhere. She said one of the reasons she's working with this company is because of the name. That she likes the name, Success City. So, how did it come about? Divine. If you ask me, it was a divine inspiration. It's God-given name. It's been a blessing for us.
Okay, I've heard that there are a lot of challenges in real estate. So there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of ups and downs. But here you are, you kept pushing, you kept moving, overcoming those challenges. Can you share with us those experiences?
Real estate, the truth, has so many challenges, no doubt. When I was in the school of real estate, one of the most striking things they taught us in the school there was the lecturer said that if when you're going into real estate, there are three things that you should have in mind. Number one, that you are either going into trouble, coming out of trouble, or trouble is waiting for you. That's all. The real estate is not a business for the weak. So yes, there are challenges, but I think the challenge is not peculiar to real estate only. There are challenges in every business. Just that of real estate can be so complex that sometimes if you are faint-hearted, you can even give up. So what are some of the challenges in real estate? The most or the major challenge that can disintegrate anyone that's into real estate is buying a land that is not genuine. Buying a land that has either government interest, or buying a land that has litigation, or buying a land that has communal crisis on it, and all of that. So this is the major challenge with real estate business. That is that for land. Then if it's maybe you are into the housing part of real estate.
Okay, before the housing part, how will you know that this land does not have those challenges? Because the community will give it to you and say that it's free.
It's free, yeah.
There is no issue and all that.
Yeah,
So how will you know?
this is supposed to be taught in master class, but but anyways, okay. So you as a person who wants to go into real estate and reduce or let's say mitigate challenge to the barest minimum, there are things required of you,
Okay.
and this is why a lot of persons get into trouble with real estate. However, let me also say this: you can be so careful and still
Going
have those
to
challenges, some
okay.
of those challenges, but it can be compared to that of the person who did not do some of the things I want to say now.
Okay.
There is something called due diligence in real estate.
Mm.
In fact, it is virtually in everything you want to do, but we hold it so dearly in real estate, due diligence. There are several due diligences that must be conducted if you want to engage in any real estate transaction. We have the administrative due diligence, we have the legal due diligence, we have the environmental due diligence, we have the government due diligence, and so many other due diligence you need to conduct. You can't want to buy a land, for example, in any city in Nigeria and you don't go with a surveyor. It is a surveyor that sees the land or sees the property and tells you that this land is free from government interest. He charts it. There's something called charting. When he sees a property, he picks and charts and tell you, okay, government wants to build this here, government wants to build that here, government has already acquired this place for their use. So there is a government interest on it or it is free from government interest. So if you don't do this due diligence, somebody can even sell airports to you and you will buy and you won't know because you did not do your due diligence. Yeah. And then when a property has been surveyed and there are documents on it, the onus is on you again to do a document due diligence by going to the Ministry of Lands and Survey to confirm the documents that was given to you. Every document that was properly registered must have the statistics must be with the ministry. So you go there, you confirm, you pay, they do a search of the place for you, and then they give you a feedback, tell you whether it's free from encumbrances or not. So these are some of the due diligences. Then, so what we call the street due diligence. You can also get into the environment, ask questions. Sometimes, like my father will always say, that whatever it is that bike men don't know, anything in a community that bike men don't know, then you should be careful. So you can do those street due diligence. Ask the neighbors around the property you want to buy, ask the bricklayers, ask the community person there. And that's why we always advocate that people should understand human relationship, know how to treat people right. Don't think because you are too big and you want to know that even the common village boy or girl you are seeing can save you from a trouble that will cost you a lot. So these are the few things you can do to save you from land palaver. That's how I would say it.
So tell us about the home.
Okay, now for the homes, the same thing too should be done. I've seen somebody who bought a house, didn't know that the house has structural defects. So when you want to buy a house, you should at least engage the services of structural engineers. Get your engineer to go to site, check the building. There's a lifespan for some of these things. So they might have outstayed their lifespan and you don't know. And the person just wants to dump it on you and move out. So these are the things that you put into consideration when you want to buy a house. So you get your engineer to come and check out the place for you to be sure that everything is okay and good before you enter into negotiation. Then you verify the documents that comes with the house too to be sure that you're buying from the rightful owner. Then you ask questions so that it doesn't happen that the owners of the house or the building are in war, serious family crisis. They're now using it to settle their family problems. The fights and be tired. Sometimes they even take your life. So it's very important.
Okay, can you tell us one of the challenges you've had since you started this business, and how were you able to overcome it?
Yes, I've had several challenges. One, I've had the challenge of community. I remember the first estate I bought in Ebonyi State. I've done my plotting and everything, and after the allocation, only for my clients to take possession, I got the information that the entire work I've done on the site has been destroyed.
Wow.
I spent money redoing it again. They came back again the third time and still scattered it. And as I speak to you, they are still in court till today. Not myself and themselves, but the both communities that are fighting are in court. So I'm waiting for them to settle so that I can take possession. But what's the effect of that to me now? My clients cannot access their land.
Yeah.
And in that case, some will start demanding for a refund of their money. Some will start accusing you that you sold a fake land to them,
Yeah.
or a land that is not genuine, when it is not actually your challenge. But I know in this case, you will ask me, why didn't I do my due diligence? I did. I got all the members of the family to sign. So it was somebody from another community that claimed that they are part of the family.
Okay.
And we didn't see these people when we were doing all the negotiation, when we were signing, because my lawyer had to call everybody that needs to sign to come. They didn't come. And we possessed this property for as long as 6 months before this. That was why I told you that you can even be
Yes.
very, very careful and still have challenges because they can just come up. So that's one of the challenges we faced. Which other challenge have we faced? The challenge of kidnapping. It's also there in the business. There was a day, as a matter of fact, I didn't even want my staff then to hear this that time. They left site, and it was in the same area that somebody was kidnapped. So as a leader, I didn't want to bring it to them so that I don't demoralize them. So what I just did was I called a meeting. I said, we need to get pepper spray, we need to get knife, we need to get this thing, we need to secure ourselves, not because anything will happen, but just in case. But I didn't want to tell them that somebody has been kidnapped. Because I know it's going to send in a lot of fears into them. So kidnapping is also a challenge that we are facing.
Because you are entering the
bush, and you don't know who you're going to meet
Yeah.
there, you don't know who is waiting for you there, and all of that. Even though I can tell you that we've enjoyed divine protection. We've enjoyed divine protection so much. But most times these things happen before we come or happen after we are gone. That's never been our portion, but it's a challenge because we are not excited that it's happening for other people. We want it to not even happen. And we also have the challenge with marketers. Some marketers can be so manipulative, some can be so demanding and wanting you to do the whole world for them and all. So these are a few challenges we faced. We've not had much besides for just 2 years. So that's how far we've come with challenges. How did we solve them? Wisdom.
Wow.
Wisdom. Deploying the right people, the right systems, and the right strategies for resolution. Like that of the land now. My lawyer is already handling it, and I've been getting good reports from him. For that of the marketers, communication, effective communication, care, kindness. That's what I will not have been using. That's why I said it's wisdom.
Yeah.
And then for the kidnapping case too, wisdom, getting a pepper spray, getting all the things you need to do. That at some point you know how to secure yourself, how to help yourself.
That's true. All right. So you're still a youth, and I've heard stories that some persons will say that it's the kind of friends they keep that made them to go astray and all of that. By the grace of God, look at where you are today. So how were you able to choose your friends?
Like I said, I had a disciplinarian father. I had a very disciplined father. And that, for me, is one of the biggest blessings of my life. Father is an ex-military.
Wow.
So that was one of the biggest blessings of my life. Father is strict. Father is disciplined. My father is contented. So for me, that was what helped me. One of the things my father inoculated in us was intentionally being intentional at all times. My father taught us how to know what we want from onset and stay focused at it. There is anything I'm going to miss my father for if he fulfills his years on earth and departs. It's the fact that he left legacies that were worth more than money for us. And one of them is what I'm telling you, being intentional. So I was intentional from childhood, so to say. I was intentional. I knew where I was headed to. As at the age of 10, I already believed I was going to be very wealthy.
Wow.
When and how was what I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I already had it in mind.
Mm.
I started treating myself as a king from them.
Mm.
In primary school those days, my classmates will tell you, I started leading from primary school. I started leading. I love to always lead because I know who I am and where I'm going to. I don't even like to be at the back. I'm not the type that you come for a program, you want to go and sit at the back. I want to sit in the front. So it was intentionality. And so it affected every other area of my life. 7 years before I married, I already wrote the kind of wife I want to be. Everything you're seeing around society today was documented before they started happening. You can confirm from my staff. Some of the things we do are the things I say to them before they happen. I'll tell them this place where we are, where we have our office now, I said it before we came there. I said we're going to have a place where we'll be alone. We'll have everything we want. Our kitchen, our boys' quarter, our staff will be living there, our cars will be parked inside, we'll have training hall, I said it and it happened. Intentionality. And so for friends, when it comes to friends, I was intentional about friends too. So I never had anything to do with friends who were not going to where I was going to. Though they can surround me, there's a difference between people surrounding you and people being in your circle. So I'm very, let me say, I understand social cue. I know how to relate with anybody and everybody because I know I need it to also advance my cause. Because my cause is not just for me and a few persons, it should bless anybody. So, but I'm intentional about the people I bring into my circle, people I call my friends. Like I can tell you for free. This is not to malign those who don't do what I do, but I said this for a reason. If you check out 4 persons, I will mention their names and tell you these people are my friends. You will literally see me in 4 of them. It will look like the 4 of us are the same thing. They don't smoke, they don't drink, they don't womanize, and they are very focused with what they want. If I call 4 persons and say, these persons are my friends, if you go, you will see it. It's not like we don't have the ability to do all these things. It's not like we can't do them. But because, like scripture will say, it says Jesus, for the price set before him, he endured the cross. Because of the price and where we are going to, we know there are things we need to leave and not do. It's going to be the price that we will pay. You can't find me in the club. You can't find me in some kind of things, some kind of gatherings. No matter how good the gathering is, you won't find me there. Not because they are not good, and I don't have anything against people who do it. And I say it with all sincerity. I hold nothing against those who drink, those who smoke, except you know that it is destroying you and you are still doing it, then I will say you are a fool. But if you understand moderation and you are doing them moderately, I don't have a problem. My elder brother drinks, for example. I don't have a problem with him because it does not make him misbehave. He has moderation with it. He will sit here, he will talk to you, you will know that this is a wise man talking to you. So that's that for me. So I was intentional about friends. I had friends who were motivating me, who were inspiring me. I had friends who were going the same route like I was going. I had friends who were very focused. I had friends so at every point in my life when I had the ones who were not going in this place, it didn't take time to know that these ones are not friends. So I just do everything possible to disconnect as fast as I can. Even when they don't want to disconnect, I find a way to stir up challenge and we disconnect. So that's that for me, friends.
All right, so tell us, how did you meet your beautiful wife?
Would I want to share this one? Meeting my wife was divine. Again, like I said, I already had what I wanted
Qualities
and the kind of
you
woman I wanted. Let me say this. I was supposed to marry somebody. It was like, I think 4 days or 5 days to introduction when she told me she doesn't want to carry on again.
Wow.
That was how that one ended. But something
You were
happened, something
heartbroken.
striking. I wasn't. Sorry to say. I wasn't. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. All the while I was dating him, I never stood on my feet to pray about the relationship. I met her in church. Everything was going well. We were very okay. So I felt this was just the will of God. There's no need disturbing God again on if this person should be the one. So we were just rolling. We had healthy communication, healthy friendship, everything. She is not a bad person. Permit me to say that. She wasn't, till today, she wasn't a bad person to me. But we were not meant for each other. Somebody can be good, but not meant for you.
That's true.
Though she fits the qualities I wanted in a woman, but I knew there was a place I was compromising.
Okay.
So I'm sure God saw my heart. And God also saw her heart that she too was trying to compromise.
Yeah.
And God said, though the both of you are good, but I want to make you happy. Marry the kind of persons that you want. And guess what? She married the kind of man she wanted.
Wow.
And I married the kind of man. And we are both happy.
So tell us, how did you meet?
So I met my wife through, like I said, it's divine. You know, I told myself I will not allow anybody connect me with any woman. Because Anambra men are known for my mother said, So I wanted to run away from all those things, even though I didn't grow up in Anambra. So they recommended all manner of ladies to me after this one met. And I said I'm not interested. So one of my friends, Benjamin Okonkwo in Lagos, now told me something the night this study. He said, Ken, can you calm down? Listen to your pastor's word. That it could also be that God wants to also show you something true. Wow. I've always not wanted to. She has recommended different people. She's not forcing it. That's the beauty about it. She just tell you, when you look at this person, I don't like me, I don't want. I said I want to make my decision because I already know what I wanted. So one day, one evening, she just sent my wife's picture to me. He said, just look at this picture. I said, okay, now do you have a number? Send it. That's the first time I accepted her recommendation. And then she sent the number. From the first time I started talking to the girl, I knew that was going to be. Wow.
From the first day?
The first week. Let me not say first day. That first week, we spoke. I told her, if my wife was here, she would tell you. I told her, that was why when she was seeing that movie, Love in Every Word, she just sent me a message and said, this is you. From the first week, I told her I'm going to marry you. Because there were things I wanted to hear. I didn't have to see them. The Bible says we know no man by the flesh. Yeah. By the spirit we connect. If you see the person that has it, you know. Yeah. So when she spoke to me, I knew she spoke to me. I just told her, babe, I'm marrying you. So I will say I toasted my wife for 2 days. She accepted the 3rd day. Because she too knew that there's no need turning around. Yes. This is the kind of man I am. Yes. She couldn't even contain her own. At a point, she told me, "You are so sweet to talk with." Wow. And I like everything you are saying to me. Because we started talking the first day, second day, third day, when she accepted. The 4th day, because I was intentional, I already planned my life. Yeah. My life is planned from that time I met her to 2027. By 2027 now, I'll start another 10 years plan. Yeah. So I just rolled out the plan to her. I told her this and this and this and this is what I want to do. These are how many kids I want to have. This is what I'm going to do for you. This is what I'm going to give birth to my first child. My first child is going to be a girl. Second is going to be a boy. This is the name of my first daughter, Carissa. This is the name of my first son, Giovanni. I've already started doing things for them. Their insurance, I'm already paying their insurance. I told her everything I wanted. There was nothing she needed to convince her. She knew that this is an intentional man. And that's how we started. And today, turn to marriage. Wow. True to it. I married her.
Wow. Wow, so lovely. So, before we go, your advice to the youth, because a whole lot is happening in the youth kingdom. So, your word of advice.
So there are principles you must abide by. Then you can now deploy your own method, having gotten the principles right. But if you think you have method and you want to defy principle, even your method will not work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. It's like a man saying, I want to have babies, but I don't want to sleep with a woman. How do you want to do it? I don't know. The principle is that a man and a woman must meet.
Yes.
Whether even if you want to do surrogate, your
Somebody
sperm must be taken,
yeah.
egg will be taken, and somebody will be given to carry.
Yes.
So no matter what you want to do, there must be that
Process.
that process. That's the principle for reproduction. So I'm saying to every young person now, there, be intentional.
Okay.
Understand principles on time. A man who doesn't have God but masters principle will succeed. But the difference between now having God and knowing principle is that you will do less and have more.
Wow.
That's just it. So that's why I will say hold God and understand principles. But if you have principles, even if you don't know God, you will succeed. That's why even an atheist is wealthy. That's why even an unbeliever can be wealthy. Because the devil gives material blessing. Everybody can be blessed in different ways. Devil can bless you with God. God can bless you. But when there is God, there is peace, there is joy, there is longevity, there is wisdom. And this is what you will not find in other places. So my advice to the young people out there, hold God first and then go for principle. Understand the principles of life and then be intentional. Plan your life and be intentional.
Thank you so much for
you.
your time on
Thank
this
you, bless you.
program. We've really learned a whole lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we've come to the end of the program. Our guest has been Mbadiwe Kenneth Oyeka. You heard what he just said. Be intentional and hold God. With God, you can get to anywhere in life. You are sure of success and peace with God. But if you go the other way around, I don't know what to say. All right, don't forget to like our YouTube channel and subscribe to HBS Show with Lesson. Know that you had us all time on today's episode. Keep a date with us next week for a fresh package.
It's the HBS show with lesson, the spring goddess. History behind success of your role model.